Alien royals horrified. We only fought a human scout unit, HFY Stories. Inside, Captain Luke Harper sat at the control panel, eyes scanning the screens in front of him. He had been a soldier all his life, but this mission was different. They were on the edge of uncharted space, beyond the boundaries of known human colonies. Their job was simple: observe, report, and return. No fighting, no risks, just scouting. Luke's team of 5 was small but skilled. There was Sergeant Amy Lewis, the ship's engineer and tech expert, always busy with wires and machines. Ben Carter, a quiet sharpshooter, had eyes like a hawk and could hit a target from impossible distances. There was also Kara Brooks, the communications officer, who could decode messages from alien frequencies in seconds. And finally, Milo James, the youngest, barely 20, who handled the ship's sensors and navigation. Luke looked at each of them with pride. They were young, but they were the best humans could send. The silence of space was comforting at first, but Luke knew it could be dangerous. The galaxy was full of unknown species, many far stronger than humans. Luke had studied them, memorized their tactics, and learned to respect them. Still, he had never faced a species like this. Reports from the colony he had visited last month hinted at a powerful alien empire. They called themselves the Vaylans, a proud and royal species, feared across several star systems. Humans had only met them once before during a tense negotiation, and the Vaylans had shown their strength with little effort. Luke frowned at the monitor. The sensors were picking up a massive fleet ahead. He leaned closer. The ships were huge, far larger than anything humans had ever built. The sleek metallic designs glimmered in the starlight. They moved in perfect formation, almost like a living organism. It was impressive. It was terrifying. Amy looked over his shoulder. "Captain, these ships, they're massive, way bigger than we expected, and they have shields, lots of shields." Luke nodded. "Yes, that's why we're staying quiet. We're not here to fight. We're here to observe." Ben, who had been staring at the tactical display, shook his head. "Even just one ship could wipe us out. We're nothing compared to them." Luke turned and gave him a small smile. "We are a scout unit, Ben. We are small, yes, but humans are smart. We don't rely on size or strength. We rely on thinking, planning, and moving faster than the enemy expects." Kara adjusted her headset. "Captain, I'm picking up signals. They're speaking in some kind of code. I can't understand it yet, but it's definitely not human." Luke leaned forward, his eyes narrowing. "Try to record it and analyze. We need to know what they're planning." Milo, sitting at the sensors, looked anxious. "Captain, they're coming closer. They're scanning us. I think they've detected us." Luke's jaw tightened. "Stay calm. Turn off non-essential lights and sensors. Make ourselves as small as possible. Let them think we're just space debris." The ship hummed quietly as they adjusted their systems. Outside, the alien fleet drew closer, their massive engines glowing faintly. Luke's heart beat faster, but he stayed calm. He had trained for moments like this. Suddenly, a large shadow appeared on the main screen. A ship separated from the formation, heading straight toward them. Kara's voice trembled slightly. "Captain, it's coming at us fast." Luke's hands moved over the controls, steady and precise. "Evasive maneuvers. Milo, give me a vector that keeps us hidden. Amy, be ready for power surges. Ben, stay alert. We don't know what they'll do." The small human ship twisted and turned in space, darting behind asteroids and drifting debris. The alien ship followed, but it moved less agilely, relying on its size and power. Luke could feel the tension in the cabin. This was a test, and humans had only a small chance to survive if the aliens were aggressive. Then, surprisingly, the alien ship stopped. It hovered, scanning the area slowly. Luke exhaled, a small sign of relief. "They're cautious. That's good. Stay calm, keep sensors off. Don't make a sound." Milo adjusted the sensors to remain hidden. "They're sending a small probe. It's scanning us now." Amy muttered under her breath. "This is not good. That probe can detect us completely." Luke leaned back slightly, thinking fast. "Then we make it seem like we're nothing. Drift closer to the asteroid field. Let the probe think we're just rocks floating in space. Humans have survived worse by hiding in plain sight." The team worked in silence, each member focused on their task. Even Milo, nervous and young, followed orders perfectly. Slowly, the alien probe moved past them without detecting the ship. A small cheer went up in the cabin, but Luke stayed serious. "Not safe yet. Remember, we are here to observe. That's all. Any mistakes and we're gone." Hours passed as the human scout unit followed the alien fleet from a safe distance. They observed ships entering and leaving the formation, noting their patterns. Luke took careful notes. The Vaylans were highly organized, disciplined, and proud. Every movement was precise. Every ship had a purpose. As they watched, Kara's monitor beeped. "Captain, I'm picking up communications. The aliens are talking about something big, something about a colony. It sounds like they're planning an attack." Luke's eyes widened slightly. "Which colony?" "I can't tell yet, but it's close to human territory, very close." Amy leaned over the console. "Captain, if they attack, it could be a massacre. The colony doesn't stand a chance." Luke clenched his fists. "Then we do our job. We gather as much information as possible and report back. We can't fight them directly, not with just this scout unit. But knowledge is power. Humans have survived worse by knowing their enemy." The alien fleet suddenly changed direction, heading toward a nearby star system. Luke realized they were moving faster than expected. "They're accelerating. Something is happening. Stay focused. Track every ship. Record everything. We need to know their numbers, their weapons, everything." Milo's voice trembled. "Captain, they're huge. There are hundreds of them." Luke nodded. "Yes, and we are 5, small, yes, but humans don't give up. We adapt, we survive. Remember that. Keep calm." The scout unit continued following the fleet, moving through asteroid belts and nebula clouds. The Vaylans were careful, but Luke noticed one mistake. Their communications were not fully encrypted. Kara quickly began decoding snippets. "Captain, it looks like they are underestimating us. They think we are nothing, just a tiny scout unit." Luke's lips curved into a small smile. "Then we will be the thorn in their side. Humans always find a way." Suddenly, one of the alien ships fired a warning beam toward the scout unit. It was not meant to destroy, but to signal. Luke's ship shook slightly from the energy pulse. "They've noticed us," he said calmly. "Prepare for evasive maneuvers. Amy, shield power up. Milo, calculate trajectory away from beam. Ben, stay ready. Kara, keep decoding." The team moved like a single organism, each member knowing exactly what to do. The small human ship darted through space, narrowly avoiding the alien fire. Luke felt his heart race, but he did not panic. Every move was precise. Every decision mattered. Finally, the alien fleet slowed. They seemed to reassess, unsure of the scout unit's capabilities. Luke took a deep breath. "We are lucky. They are cautious now. That's our chance to gather more intel." For the next few hours, the human unit observed without being detected. They saw the scale of the alien empire and realized just how powerful the Vaylans were. But even with all that strength, Luke felt something stir inside him. Humans were small, fragile, and unarmed compared to these giants. Yet humans were clever, resourceful, and fearless when needed. As the scout unit floated silently in the dark, Luke looked at his team. "We are just a small unit," he said softly, "but we are human. And humans survive when others think we cannot." Amy smiled, despite the tension. "Then we survive, Captain. We always do." The alien fleet continued its path, unaware that a small human scout unit was quietly watching every move. They had no idea that these 5 humans could be the beginning of a story the galaxy would never forget. Luke stared at the stars, thinking of the colony and the lives at stake. He knew this mission was only the start. Danger awaited, but so did discovery, courage, and a chance to show the universe that humans were not weak. As the ship drifted further into uncharted space, the scout unit remained alert, ready for whatever came next. Small in number but strong in spirit, they were the human eyes and ears on the edge of the galaxy. And for now, that was enough. The stars stretched endlessly ahead, full of unknowns, full of challenges. But Luke knew one thing clearly: humans never gave up, no matter the odds. And that made them more dangerous than any alien fleet could imagine. The human scout unit drifted silently behind the massive alien fleet. Luke Harper kept his eyes on the screens, watching the alien ships move in perfect formation. His team stayed quiet, tense, but alert. Every small detail mattered. Every movement could mean life or death. Amy Lewis leaned over the console, her fingers flying across the controls. "Captain, I've analyzed the alien ship designs. Their shields are strong, but they recharge slowly. If we could hit them at the right moment, we could cause some serious damage." Luke nodded slowly. "We are not here to fight, Amy, just observation, but keep that in mind. If we need to defend ourselves, we will." Ben Carter's sharp eyes scanned the holographic display. "They're moving fast, but their formation is rigid. They rely on numbers and size. They won't expect something small and fast like us to slip through." Luke smiled slightly. "Exactly. That's why humans survive. We use our minds." We don't have the ships or the weapons they have, but we have strategy, and strategy can beat size every time. Milo James frowned at the navigation panel. Captain, there's a small group of alien fighters breaking off from the main fleet. They're heading toward that mining station. It's unprotected. Luke's eyes narrowed. A mining station? That's civilian. If they attack, people will die. We can't let that happen. But we also can't take on those fighters head-on. Too risky. Amy looked thoughtful. Maybe we don't have to fight directly. What if we create a distraction? Something small, something fast. They'll waste time chasing us while the miners escape. Luke considered this. Good idea, Amy, but we need precision. One wrong move and we're dead. Kara, monitor their communications. Find a weak point in their orders. Ben, get ready for sharpshooting. Milo, prep the engines for maximum speed. We move fast, hit hard, and disappear before they know what happened. Kara's fingers flew over the keyboard. Captain, I've decrypted part of their communication. They are overconfident. They think humans are weak. They call us tiny pests. That's our advantage. They underestimate us completely. Luke's lips curved into a small smile. Then let's show them they are wrong. The human ship moved silently toward the mining station. It was small, made of metal and rock, and barely noticeable from space. The alien fighters approached, sleek and deadly, weapons ready. Luke's team stayed calm, each member focused. Amy activated a small device on the ship. This will create a false signal, like a tiny ship moving nearby. They'll see it and think it's an easy target. The device activated with a soft hum. On the alien sensors, it looked like a small human ship drifting alone. The alien fighters changed direction immediately, moving toward the decoy. Luke whispered, "Now!" Milo pushed the engines to their limit. The human ship darted through the asteroid field, moving in ways the alien fighters could not predict. The massive ships built for size and power could not turn quickly. They struggled to follow. Ben aimed carefully and fired precise shots at the alien ship's engine controls. The lasers were weak compared to alien weapons, but they hit exactly where needed. One fighter slowed, then stopped completely, floating uselessly in space. Amy guided the ship through narrow gaps in the asteroids. Captain, they are chasing us, but they're falling behind. Their weapons can't track us through the rocks. Luke felt a surge of pride. Good work, team. Keep moving. Keep them busy. Remember, the miners are our priority. Kara monitored the communications again. Captain, they're confused. Their leader doesn't know what's happening. They are arguing over orders. Luke nodded. Perfect. Confusion is our ally. Let's use it. The human ship moved faster, weaving in and out of the asteroid field. The decoy distracted the alien fighters, while Luke guided the ship toward the mining station. They reached the station safely. The miners, who had no idea humans were nearby, were busy with their work. Luke's voice came over the intercom. This is Captain Luke Harper. You are not alone. We are here to help. Evacuate immediately. Follow my orders and stay calm. The miners froze at first, unsure if it was a trick. Then they saw the small human ship moving in precise patterns, avoiding alien fire. Slowly, they began to follow instructions, boarding small transport shuttles. Amy smiled. Captain, they are listening. Evacuation is underway. Luke nodded. Good. Ben, cover the exit. Milo, keep calculating escape routes. Kara, continue monitoring the aliens. We need them confused as long as possible. The alien fighters noticed the miners escaping. Their leader barked orders, but the confusion among their smaller ships slowed them down. They underestimated the humans, thinking they were harmless. Luke saw an opportunity. Amy, activate the pulse. A small EMP burst, just enough to slow them down, not destroy. Ben, aim for their engines. Let's give the miners more time. Amy triggered the device. A soft wave of energy passed through the nearby alien ships. Their systems faltered for a moment, causing their formations to wobble. Ben fired precise shots, disabling one fighter completely. The rest hesitated, unsure of what was happening. Luke felt the tension in the cabin ease slightly. Keep going. We are almost clear. The miners' shuttles moved away from the station, heading toward safety. Luke guided his ship to cover their escape, using the asteroid field as protection. Every move was careful, every decision deliberate. Humans did not have the raw power of the alien ships, but they had intelligence, speed, and courage. Suddenly, one of the alien fighters broke through the asteroid cover, heading straight for the human ship. Luke's heart raced, but he stayed calm. Evasive maneuvers, Milo full thrust, Amy shields up, Ben get ready to fire. The small ship twisted and turned, dodging the massive fighter's attacks. Luke's hands moved quickly, guiding the ship with skill. Ben fired carefully, aiming at the fighter's weak points. One precise shot hit the engine, slowing it down. The alien ship spiraled into a nearby asteroid and exploded in a flash of light. The team exhaled slowly. "Nice shot, Ben," Luke said. Amy grinned. "That was close, too close." Kara monitored the remaining aliens. "Captain, they're retreating, confused, maybe scared." They didn't expect such resistance from a small unit. Luke nodded. "Good, keep them busy until the miners are safe, then we move out." Hours passed as the small human scout unit continued to guide the miners to safety. The aliens tried to regroup, but every attempt was slowed by the humans' clever tactics. They were small, yes, but smart, fast, and precise. Finally, the last shuttle carrying miners was safely on its way to a nearby human colony. Luke allowed himself a small smile. "Everyone, we did it. The miners are safe." Amy let out a breath she had been holding for hours. "Captain, we actually did it. We saved them." Ben, usually quiet, smiled. "I didn't think we could pull this off. Those ships, they're huge, and we just—" Luke put a hand on his shoulder. "Yes, we did, because we are humans. We may be small, but we are clever. We adapt. We fight when it matters, and we never give up." Milo looked at the monitors, still anxious. "Captain, the alien fleet is moving away." "They didn't expect this from us. They underestimated us completely." Luke's eyes narrowed. "Exactly, that's what humans do. The universe sees us as weak, fragile, and small, but they don't know our strength, our courage, our intelligence, and they never will until it's too late." Kara looked at him, admiration in her eyes. "Captain, what do we do now?" Luke stared at the stars. "Now we watch, we learn, and we wait for the right moment to strike again if needed. Humans survive because we are patient. We survive because we are smart. And the galaxy is about to learn that lesson." The alien fleet disappeared into the distance, leaving the small human scout unit alone in the dark. They had accomplished what no one expected. They had saved lives with nothing but their wits, speed, and courage. Luke looked at his team. "We are small, we are few, but we are human, and that is enough." The stars stretched endlessly around them, quiet and cold, but full of possibility. Luke knew this was only the beginning. The galaxy was vast, full of dangers, but also full of opportunities. And humans could survive anything, even when the odds were against them. As the small scout ship moved forward, carrying 5 humans who had just proved their courage, Luke felt a quiet pride. They were a tiny unit in the vast universe, but they had made a difference. And that difference, small as it was, could change everything. The human scout unit had struck the first blow in a war that no one saw coming. The aliens would remember this day, the day a tiny group of humans showed that courage and intelligence could beat raw power. And the humans, they were just getting started. The small human scout ship moved quietly through space, keeping a safe distance from the alien fleet. Luke Harper sat at the control panel, eyes scanning the massive ships on the monitors. The fleet was huge, far larger than anything humans had faced before. Yet Luke did not feel fear. He felt determination. His team had saved the miners, and now it was time to see what else they could learn. Amy Lewis worked quickly on the ship systems. "Captain, I've been analyzing their fleet patterns. They are fast, but they move like a single organism. Every ship follows strict rules. If we can predict their movements, we can stay hidden." Luke nodded. "Good, keep tracking. Every ship, every formation, every movement. Milo, make sure our sensors stay hidden. Ben, be ready. If they detect us, we need to react instantly." Milo's hands moved over the console, adjusting the ship's energy signatures. "Captain, they are scanning the area more actively now. They know we're nearby. I can't keep us invisible for much longer." Luke's jaw tightened. "Then we must move. Kara, monitor their communications. Look for orders, patterns, weaknesses, anything we can use to stay ahead." Kara's fingers flew over the console. "Captain, they're talking about the scout unit. I think they are looking for us, but their messages are chaotic." "They don't expect a small team to make such an impact." Luke smiled slightly. "Exactly. Humans are underestimated. That's our advantage. Let's use it." The human ship moved carefully, weaving through asteroid fields and debris clouds. The alien fleet followed, but their massive size made it hard to maneuver quickly. Luke knew that even though they were vastly outnumbered, speed and cunning could help them survive. Amy looked over her console. "Captain, I've identified a weak point. One of their main communication hubs is exposed. If we can disrupt it, even for a short time, it will confuse the fleet." Luke's eyes narrowed. Good idea, but it's risky. We have to get close and they will notice if we make a mistake. Ben grinned slightly. Risky is our specialty. Just tell me where to aim. Luke nodded. We move carefully. Milo, calculate the shortest path through the debris field. Amy, prepare the disruption device. Kara, guide us through the communications network. We have one shot at this. The small ship darted forward, tiny compared to the massive alien ships. It slipped through narrow gaps in the asteroids, moving faster than the aliens could track. Every second counted. Suddenly, an alien fighter appeared ahead, scanning for intruders. Luke's heart raced, but he stayed calm. Evasive maneuvers. Milo, move us behind that asteroid. Ben, aim for their sensors. We only need to slow them down. The human ship twisted and turned, dodging the alien fighter's attacks. Ben fired carefully, hitting the fighter's sensor array. Sparks flew and the ship drifted off course. Luke guided their ship past it, breathing steadily. Amy activated the disruption device. Captain, it's ready. One pulse and their hub will go offline. Luke nodded. Do it. A wave of energy shot from the small ship, hitting the communication hub. On the alien fleet's monitors, systems flickered, alarms sounded, and confusion spread. Ships stopped moving, unsure of orders. The massive fleet, normally perfectly coordinated, wavered. Kara looked at the readouts. Captain, it worked. Their fleet is in chaos. They don't know what to do. We have a small window to move. Luke grinned. Excellent. Move forward. Keep the disruption going. We need to see how deep we can get into their fleet. The human ship moved boldly, slipping past the main fleet, taking advantage of the chaos. Luke watched the monitors, noting every ship, every movement, every weapon system. The Vaylans were powerful, but even they had limits. Amy smiled. Captain, I've found their energy cores. If we could hit them even a little, it would create more confusion, but it's dangerous. They are heavily guarded. Luke nodded. We are not here to destroy them. Observation is our goal, but if we can create more confusion without risking the team, do it. Amy activated a small pulse, aimed precisely at the energy cores. The aliens' shields flickered, forcing some ships to retreat slightly. The fleet was struggling to regain control. Luke's team stayed calm, moving with precision, their small ship darting through the chaos. Suddenly, a message came through the alien network. It was not fully encrypted. Kara's eyes widened. Captain, I can read part of it. The royals are watching. Emperor Valen and Princess Thera, they are here. They are observing us directly. Luke's jaw tightened. They underestimated us before. Now they will see humans are not weak. Keep moving. Don't let them corner us. The alien royals' flagship appeared on the monitors, massive and gleaming. It moved with authority, commanding attention from every ship. Luke felt a surge of determination. This was the moment humans had been waiting for. Even a small scout unit could make an impact. Ben whispered, Captain, look at that ship. It's huge, and it's coming straight at us. Luke's eyes narrowed. Good, let them come. Humans survive because we are unpredictable. Move through the debris field. We will dodge, evade, and study every move. The alien flagship fired a warning beam, a massive pulse of energy that could destroy their small ship instantly. Luke's hands flew over the controls. Evasive, Milo, full thrust. Amy, shields up. Ben, cover our 6. Kara, monitor communications for their next orders. The small human ship twisted and turned, dodging the energy pulse by centimeters. Sparks flew across the hull, but the team stayed calm. Every move was precise, every action deliberate. Humans were small, but they were clever, and cleverness could beat size when used correctly. Amy muttered, Captain, their shields are adapting. They are starting to track us better. We need another distraction. Luke nodded. I have one. Activate the decoy drones. Make it look like there are multiple ships. They will waste time chasing shadows. A dozen small drones shot out from the ship, moving in different directions. On the alien sensors, it looked like a fleet of small human ships. The aliens hesitated, unsure which was real. Chaos spread through the ranks and the fleet's coordination faltered. Kara smiled. Captain, it's working. They don't know which one is real. They are firing at shadows. Luke grinned. Good, that's how humans survive. We create confusion, we adapt, we fight with our brains. The small ship moved deeper into the alien fleet, observing every ship, every weapon, every pattern. Luke took careful notes. Even with all their power, the Vaylans were not perfect. They relied on rules, on structure, on predictability. Humans could exploit that. Suddenly, the flagship's energy signature changed. It was preparing something. Kara's voice trembled slightly. Captain, it's powering a massive weapon. I don't know what it is, but it's huge. If it hits us, we're gone. Luke's jaw tightened. Stay calm. Milo, calculate the safest path through the fleet. Amy, shields at maximum. Ben, be ready for anything. We need to survive this and get the data. The human ship darted through the fleet, using speed and clever maneuvers to avoid the massive weapon. Sparks flew as energy beams passed close by, but the small ship moved with precision. Every second counted. Amy whispered, "Captain, we're clear, but we can't stay here." "The weapon is charging. We need to retreat." Luke nodded. "Agreed, but not yet. Kara, get as much data as possible. Ben, cover our exit. Milo, plot a path through the debris. We leave after we have what we need." Kara worked quickly, downloading data from the alien network, observing the flagship systems and recording every movement. Luke's heart raced, but he stayed calm. Humans had done impossible things before. They could do it again. Finally, Kara looked up. "Captain, I have everything. We can leave now." Luke exhaled. "Good. Everyone focus. We move fast and we move smart. Human ingenuity keeps us alive. Let's show them why they underestimated us." The small ship darted through the alien fleet one last time, using every trick, every maneuver, and every bit of skill. The massive ships tried to stop them, but the humans were fast, unpredictable, and smart. The flagship fired its massive weapon, but the small ship dodged, slipping through a narrow gap in the debris field. The weapon struck empty space, creating a massive explosion that lit up the stars. Luke smiled slightly. That's how humans survive. Cleverness beats size. Brains beat power, and courage beats fear. The human scout unit moved out of the alien fleet, now in open space, safe for the moment. The Valans were shocked. Their perfect fleet had been confused, disrupted, and evaded by a tiny team of humans. Kara looked at the monitors. "Captain, the Royals are watching. They are in shock. They didn't expect this. We've made an impression." Luke nodded. "Good, let them remember it. Humans are small, but we are dangerous when underestimated. That is how we survive." Amy leaned back in her chair, exhausted but proud. "Captain, we did it. We faced the main fleet and lived." Luke looked at his team, pride shining in his eyes. "Yes, and we learned humans survive not because of size or strength. We survive because of courage, intelligence, and heart. The galaxy will remember this day." The stars stretched endlessly ahead, calm but full of danger. Luke knew this was only the beginning. The aliens had seen humans in action, and they would never underestimate them again. The small human scout unit moved forward, carrying not just their ship and their lives, but proof that humans could survive, even against impossible odds. And the Valans, they would never forget the humans who outsmarted a fleet. The small human scout ship drifted quietly through the dark space beyond the alien fleet. Luke Harper sat at the control panel, eyes focused on the monitors. The massive alien ships had retreated slightly, but Luke knew that the Valans would not forget what had just happened. His team had survived impossible odds and disrupted a fleet that was considered unbeatable. Amy Lewis adjusted the ship systems, checking energy and shield levels. "Captain, we're still in one piece, but our shields took a beating. We need to repair them before we can continue." Luke nodded. "Do it, Amy. Milo, keep sensors running." "I want to know if they are regrouping. Ben, stay alert. Kara, monitor all alien communications. They may try to strike again." Milo's hands flew over the console. "Captain, the flagship is still active, but it's moving slower now as if they are surprised by our tactics." "I don't think they expected a small team to cause so much confusion." Luke's lips curved into a small smile. "Exactly. Humans are underestimated everywhere, but the moment they see what we can do, they start thinking twice. That's our advantage. Never underestimate it." Kara's fingers flew over her console. "Captain, I'm intercepting more messages. Emperor Valan and Princess Thera are arguing. They are shocked by our efficiency. They never imagined 5 humans could challenge a fleet like theirs." Luke leaned back slightly, pride in his chest. "Good, let them argue. Confusion weakens them. Humans fight smarter when the enemy is distracted. Amy, how long until the shields are repaired?" Amy glanced at the monitors. "About 30 minutes. It's a full repair, but we'll be ready after that." Luke nodded. 30 minutes of observation. Let's make them think we are gone, then hit again. Humans survive by patience and intelligence. Remember that." The scout unit drifted silently, using debris and small asteroids for cover. The alien fleet was trying to reorganize, but the humans had already left a mark. Luke watched every ship, noting weaknesses and patterns. He was not just surviving, he was learning. Ben broke the silence. Captain, they're moving smaller units closer. Scouts and fighters trying to find us. I think they want revenge. Luke's jaw tightened. Let them come, we can handle it. They still think we are small, weak, and easy to kill. That's their mistake. Humans survive by taking advantage of mistakes. Milo's voice was tense. Captain, the fighters are fast. They're scanning aggressively. We might be detected soon. Luke nodded. Then we create a diversion. Amy, prepare the pulse, small but enough to confuse their sensors. Ben, get ready to fire on any that get too close. Kara, guide us. Milo, keep calculating paths. We move when we need to. Amy's fingers moved quickly. Pulse ready. Captain, it's perfect. Just enough to make them hesitate, not destroy. Luke smiled. Do it. A soft wave of energy radiated from the ship, hitting the alien fighters. Their sensors flickered, alarms went off, and the ships wavered in formation. Some collided with small asteroids while others drifted off course. The aliens were confused and frustrated, unable to organize quickly. Kara's voice was calm but excited. Captain, they are panicking. The scouts are losing formation. They don't know where the real ship is. Luke nodded. Exactly. Humans survive because we think ahead, we adapt. Now we move forward, gather all the intel we can. The small human ship darted toward the core of the alien formation, slipping past larger ships and fighters. Luke guided the vessel carefully, every movement precise. Ben fired only when necessary, targeting engines and sensors to cause minimal damage but maximum confusion. Amy monitored the energy pulse. Captain, shields are stable. We can continue. The aliens are reacting, but we are moving faster than they can adapt. Luke's eyes narrowed. Good, keep it that way. Humans survive because we stay calm under pressure and act decisively. They will learn that lesson soon. The human ship reached a vantage point where they could see the alien flagship clearly. Its massive engines glowed brightly, and energy weapons were charging. Luke studied the pattern carefully. Even the strongest ships had moments of vulnerability, and he was looking for them. Kara spoke quickly. Captain, the flagship is preparing for a full attack on something. It looks like they are targeting a nearby human colony. If they fire now, thousands could die. Luke's jaw tightened. Then we have no choice. We need to warn the colony. Amy, shields stay up, but I want full speed toward the communication relay. Ben, be ready for fighters. Milo, plot the fastest path. Kara, prepare to transmit a warning. Move quickly. The ship darted through space, small and fast, weaving between massive alien vessels. The aliens fired, but their weapons could not track the nimble human ship through the narrow paths of debris. Every shot missed, every attack was evaded. Amy whispered, Captain, this is insane. How are we doing this? Luke smiled slightly. By being human, small, yes, weak maybe, but clever, fast, and fearless, that's enough. Kara worked furiously on the communication system. Captain, I can send the warning now. The colony will evacuate. But we need to get clear before the aliens notice. Luke nodded. Do it. Everyone stay focused. Human ingenuity keeps us alive. Courage keeps us going. This is what makes humans dangerous. The warning transmitted successfully. Alarms sounded on the colony, and shuttles began evacuating. Luke guided their ship through the chaos, keeping a careful eye on the approaching alien fighters. Ben fired only when necessary, targeting engines and weapons to delay the attackers. Milo's navigation kept them moving faster than the aliens could react. Amy monitored shields, keeping the ship intact despite near misses and energy bursts. Kara's voice was steady. Captain, the colony is safe. Evacuation complete, but the aliens are coming for us. Luke nodded. Then we show them humans do not flee easily. We fight smart, not hard. Follow my lead. The small ship darted toward another part of the fleet, slipping past larger ships, causing confusion and chaos. The aliens could not predict their moves. The fleet's coordination faltered. Even the royal flagship hesitated, unsure what the humans would do next. Luke watched carefully. Humans survive because we adapt. We see weaknesses and take advantage. Amy, prepare another pulse. Ben, cover our exit. Milo, plan escape routes. Kara, monitor communications. We are about to make them respect humans, even if they do not want to. Amy activated the pulse. Energy waves radiated outward, hitting multiple ships. Shields flickered, engines sputtered, and alarms blared. The fleet was in disarray, unable to coordinate effectively. Kara looked at the monitors. Captain, the royals are watching directly now. Emperor Valen and Princess Thera. They are horrified. They didn't expect this from humans. Luke's lips curved into a small smile. Good, let them see. Humans survive not by size, not by numbers, but by courage, intelligence, and speed. They will learn that today. The small human ship moved again, darting past the flagship and through the fleet. Ben fired carefully, disabling weapons on 2 fighters without killing anyone. Amy guided the pulses to confuse the aliens further. Milo calculated paths faster than anyone could track. Kara continued monitoring, keeping the team aware of every movement. Finally, the ship reached a safe distance beyond the range of the main fleet. Luke breathed a sigh of relief. Good work, everyone, we did it. The colony is safe and the fleet is in chaos. We survived against impossible odds. Amy leaned back, exhausted but proud. Captain, we actually did it. The fleet, we caused chaos in the main fleet. Luke looked at the stars. Yes, humans survive because we are clever, we are patient, we are fearless, and today we showed the Valens what humans are capable of. Kara smiled. Captain, they are talking among themselves. The royals are shocked. They can't believe 5 humans caused this much trouble. Luke nodded. Exactly. They will remember this. Humans survive because we use our brains, our courage, and our hearts. Size does not matter. Numbers do not matter. Intelligence and bravery do. The stars stretched endlessly ahead, calm but full of danger. Luke knew this was only the beginning. The aliens had seen humans in action, and they would never underestimate them again. The small human scout unit moved forward, carrying proof that humans could survive, even against impossible odds. And the Valens, they would never forget the humans who outsmarted a fleet. Luke looked at his team. We are small, but we are dangerous. We are few, but we are clever. We are human, and that is enough to survive anything. The ship drifted onward, carrying 5 humans who had proven that courage, intelligence, and determination could challenge even the strongest enemy. The galaxy had taken notice, and the story of the human scout unit was just beginning. The small human scout ship glided through space, far beyond the reach of the alien fleet. Luke Harper sat quietly at the control panel, watching the stars pass by. They had survived impossible odds, disrupted the fleet, and saved an entire colony. But Luke knew this was only the beginning. The Valens, the powerful alien royals, had seen humans in action, and their respect, or perhaps fear, was now earned. Amy Lewis leaned back in her chair, wiping sweat from her forehead. Captain, I can't believe we survived. The fleet, the flagship, we were tiny and we caused chaos in the main fleet. Luke smiled slightly. That's humans. We survive not because of size or weapons, but because of courage, intelligence, and speed. We think, we adapt, and we act. That is what makes humans dangerous. Ben Carter, who had been quiet for hours, finally spoke. Captain, do you think they'll try to come after us again? The royals, I mean, we messed up their fleet. Luke shook his head. They will think twice. Humans are not just another species. We survive when everyone expects us to fail. That is a lesson they won't forget. Kara Brooks monitored the alien communications, her eyes wide. Captain, they are talking about us directly. Emperor Valen and Princess Thera. They are shocked. They can't believe a tiny human team caused so much damage and confusion. Luke leaned forward, intrigued. What are they saying? Kara read the messages aloud. We underestimated them. 5 humans can do what our fleet cannot. They are remarkable. That's from the Emperor. Amy whistled softly. They're actually admiring us. That's insane. Luke nodded. Not insane. Humans survive because we are clever. And courage earns respect, even from those who think themselves stronger. Milo James, the youngest on the team, looked nervous. Captain, are we really that important? Just 5 of us. Luke looked at him, his expression firm. Yes, Milo. Just 5 humans changed the course of an entire fleet. Just 5 humans saved a colony. That is why we survive. Intelligence, bravery, and teamwork, that is our strength. The ship drifted for hours as the human team repaired their shields and systems. Luke studied the data they had gathered from the alien fleet. Every ship, every weapon system, every pattern of movement was recorded. They now had more knowledge about the Valens than any human had before. Amy adjusted the engines. Captain, if we go back to the human colonies with this data, it could change everything. They could prepare better for the future. We've done more than just survive. We've helped humans everywhere. Luke nodded. Exactly. Humans survive because we use what we learn. Knowledge is power, and today we've gained power the Valens didn't expect humans could have. Kara spoke softly. Captain, they're still watching. Even from a distance, they're observing us. I think they want to understand humans better. They can't figure us out. That's why they are shocked. Luke leaned back, thinking. Let them watch, let them learn. Humans survive because we are unpredictable. That unpredictability is our weapon, and we've shown them that today. The team drifted through space in quiet reflection. Each of them understood the significance of what had happened. They were a small unit, but their actions had left a mark on the galaxy. Even the powerful alien royals had taken notice. Hours later, as the stars stretched endlessly around them, a small transmission appeared on the monitors. Kara looked at it and gasped. Captain, it's from the Valans, directly from the flagship, Emperor Valan and Princess Thera. Luke leaned forward. Put it on screen. A holographic image appeared, showing the massive and elegant figures of the alien royals. Emperor Valan's voice was calm but firm. Human scouts, you have surprised us. We expected weakness. We expected fear. Instead, we see courage, intelligence, and precision. You are remarkable. Princess Thera stepped forward, her eyes wide with disbelief. We underestimated humans. Your actions have saved lives and disrupted what we believed to be an unstoppable force. You are different from anything we expected. Luke felt a surge of pride. He spoke carefully, his tone calm and steady. We are humans. We survive because we adapt, because we fight with our minds, and because we never give up. You judged us by size and numbers. That was your mistake. The Valans were silent for a moment. Then Emperor Valan nodded slowly. It seems humans are to be respected. You have shown that even a small group can change the course of events. That is impressive. Princess Thera added, her voice softer now, almost admiring. We saw the chaos you caused in our fleet. You moved faster than we could track. You disrupted orders we thought were perfect. You are exceptional. Luke straightened. Humans survive not by being perfect. We survive because we are clever, we are brave, and we care for each other. That is our strength. You can learn from it or underestimate it at your own risk. The Valans seemed to pause, as if trying to process what they had just witnessed. Finally, Emperor Valan spoke. You have made your mark. Humans are unpredictable, dangerous in ways we did not expect. This day will be remembered. Luke nodded slightly. It should be remembered, not to glorify us, but to show that even when the odds are against you, courage and intelligence can overcome them. Humans survive because we never surrender. Princess Thera looked at Luke intently. We misjudged you. Perhaps humans are not just another species to be ignored. Perhaps there is more strength in you than we imagined. Luke's lips curved into a small smile. Strength comes in many forms. Not always in size, not always in numbers, but in heart, in mind, and in will. That is what makes humans dangerous. The transmission ended, leaving the scout unit in quiet reflection. The team looked at each other, realizing that their small actions had shifted the perception of an entire alien empire. Humans were no longer seen as weak. They were now respected, even feared for their courage and intelligence. Amy let out a soft laugh. Captain, we did it. The royals, they respect us. They actually respect humans now. Luke nodded. Yes, but respect is not enough. Humans survive because we use our intelligence, our courage, and our teamwork. That is what keeps us alive, and that is what will keep us alive in the future. Ben, usually quiet, spoke with a smile. I never thought 5 humans could change the course of a fleet, but we did it. We really did it. Luke looked at each of his team members. Yes, we did it together. Humans survive because we fight together, think together, and care for each other. That is our strength, and today we proved it to the galaxy. Milo, the youngest, smiled nervously. Captain, do you think the Valans will come after us again? Luke shook his head. They may try. But they will think twice. Humans survive not because we are invisible, but because we are clever, brave, and relentless. That is a lesson they will never forget. The small scout ship moved forward, carrying the 5 humans through the endless stars. They had faced impossible odds, survived massive alien ships, disrupted a powerful fleet, and earned the respect of alien royals. They were small, yes, but their courage and intelligence had made them giants in the eyes of the galaxy. Amy adjusted the shields. Captain, the systems are fully repaired. We can continue our mission or return to human space. Luke thought for a moment. We return for now. We need to report everything we learned. Humans survive because knowledge is power. And we have gathered knowledge that will save lives and prepare humanity for the future. Kara looked at him with admiration. Captain, do you think humans are really ready for what's out there? Luke smiled softly. Humans survive because we never give up. We adapt, we learn, and we fight with our minds and hearts. We are ready. We always are. The stars stretched endlessly around them, calm but full of promise. The galaxy had witnessed the courage and intelligence of humans, and the Valans would never underestimate them again. Luke looked at his team. We are small, but we are humans. That is enough to survive anything. That is enough to change the course of events. That is enough to make the galaxy take notice. The scout ship continued its journey, carrying proof that humans could survive against impossible odds. They were a small team, but their actions had made a mark on the galaxy. They had shown that courage, intelligence, and determination could challenge even the strongest enemy. And the Valans, the alien royals who had once thought humans weak, would never forget the day 5 humans outsmarted a fleet, saved a colony, and earned their respect. Luke Harper looked at the stars, a quiet pride in his heart. Humans survived because they were clever, fearless, and united. And that was a truth the universe would never forget. The small scout ship glided forward, carrying the heroes who had changed the way the galaxy saw humans forever. The stars stretched endlessly ahead, full of unknown dangers but full of hope. And humans would survive no matter what came next.